Hey guys, Jet888 here. This is an incident that I'm going to share that was last year, July 2nd, 2024. And it's the same type of incident where I'm at a public park in the daytime during normal park hours, acting peacefully. Here's Officer Melissa Glenn. And over to the right a little bit inside the vehicle is Officer Francisco Dominguez. Now they're answering a call from Richelle Farley. I think you guys saw her on my last video as she approaches me. This was October 6th when she came up to me during a horse show when I was just watching the show. And here she's telling me that I have to leave. Hi, Richelle. Because on July 2nd, in the background, which you can't see right now, I'll show them to you though, the club had installed these remote audio motion sensor video cameras specifically to videotape me while I'm in the park facility in the arena. So whenever I was there, they knew I was there, so she called the police, and this was the first time that I'd had police interaction, was July 2nd. And where I showed in my last video, I kept showing this. This is part of the Chula Vista municipal codes regarding the purpose and intent and provisions of the city parks for Chula Vista. But it says here, the public in general have full and equal rights to use and enjoy said public facilities without regard to the status. So when you hear Officer Dominguez in here constantly saying, I'm not a member of the club, it sounds like George Carlin, I'm not a member of a club, so I can't be in the arena. He was violating his own municipal codes. So I'm sorry about the videotaping. I'm trying to get all the video cameras, the body cams, and I already got the information regarding the department and the calls, but they're not releasing any of the body cams on this, even though the police were failing to follow their own rules or laws. And California is not a stop and ID state, so shame on them for asking for ID. But Chula Vista is not following the California laws because they are not releasing the body cams to me. They're saying I need a subpoena. And here's just one response, and I'm just going to read it. It says, please note that the police reports and 9/11 audio recordings and body-worn camera footage maintained by the Chula Vista Police Department are considered investigatory records and are generally exempt from public release under department policies 448.8 and 810.8, as well as California Government Code 7923, whatever, all those. However, in accordance with California laws, specifically Assembly Bill 748, Penal Code 832.7, and Senate Bill 1421, certain records may be released at the discretion of the Chief of Police. So that would be Roxanne Kennedy. So maybe I'll have to contact her. So the letter from the city says, we will gladly produce any responsive reports or electronic evidence with a valid subpoena. Since when do you need a subpoena for a public records request? So anyhow, these are all the body cam requests that started actually, I think October 8th was my very first one. I think they're 2024. They've refused so far every single one. But even if you go to Chula Vista, the city of Chula Vista's website, where they talk about the Senate Bill SB 421, Senate Bill SB 16, and Assembly Bill AB 748, they talk about responsive documents for peace officer investigations and internal findings. So they talk about that. They tell you if you want to learn more. They talk about sustained complaints of dishonesty is what I'm going for. So here they are, but when you open one of these up, like I did here for the Chula Vista Police Department memorandum, so you know how they just sort of like investigate themselves. Okay, so here's officer involved, Juan Vasquez, number 975. And this was in September 17th, 2018. Just look at this. Look at how they redact the information. So yeah, I mean, you can ask for the report, but look at the redaction as I scroll through these 49 pages. Sorry about the dirty screen. They give you some information. Involving the FBI office. Anyhow, I think you get the picture here. So I'm just going to keep redacting. We're on page 12. We're on page 17. All right. So you get here's some information, but nothing that you can really tell what they actually did. So I'm scrolling all the way down here. Most of this report for the public is redacted. That's ridiculous. And here's one thing. They're worried about the department being discredited and how it heavily impacted the reputation of the Chula Vista Police Department. But yet, when I'm trying to get my the body cam records for the police for me, so I can rebut all the false accusations that were made of me, they're not releasing that. So they want to uphold and retain their reputation, but they don't respect other people for wanting to do it, nor do they respect the law. Anyhow, okay, back to the story here. So sorry about the visual or lack thereof. If I can, I'll put a few visuals in just so it's not so mundane. And then I'll break in. If I have a comment I want to add, I'll probably break in or just write over the screen. Okay, thanks guys. So here's Francisco Dominguez. That's Officer Dominguez's salary. Regular pay $111,524. Overtime $903. Other pay, wonder what that is. Total pay, benefits, pension debt, total pay and benefits $177,319. That was higher in 2022. Yeah, look at his overtime pay in 2022 is a little higher, $5,700. So his total pay in 2022 was $181,155. And Melissa Gillen, 2022. Peace officer, regular pay $99,000, overtime $5,000, plus other pay, total pay, benefits, pension debt. She has a way higher pension debt than what's his face. Total pay $158,000 plus, and her pay for 2023 is $152,000. So it's interesting when I go to the Facebook Chula Vista Police Department and try to look there, I get this. Look, they're all into locks. Sunnyside Saddle Club, Chula Vista, the Parks Department, Chula Vista, they love their locks.
Right. However, the city leases to some clubs and allows them to use, kind of like, you know, the golf course as well. So not anybody can just go in.
In the park? Are you saying that people in the public can't go use the basketball court?
I mentioned to you some areas that the city leases to some clubs.
Right.
So you mentioned the club, right? You're totally aware of the club.
Yeah, but the thing is the have you seen the contract?
I don't belong to that, so I don't have a copy of the contract.
Okay, I don't belong to them either, but I did see a copy of the contract, and the
Yeah.
contract is actually illegal.
Yeah.
So where in the contract it actually states you're not supposed to block the free access and use. In fact, do you know are you guys sheriff or are you?
No, we're
Please,
Chula Vista.
City
okay.
police.
Yeah, so you know your municipal code, right?
Yeah.
2.66.
I don't know it all, but I can find it.
Okay, then 2.66.010, will you look that up right now? For me?
Tell me more about the contract. How do you get into to look at a contract for the Sunnyside Equestrian
Well,
Club?
it's a city. It's
Yeah.
between the city. So the city and Sunnyside Saddle Club did a contract, but after looking at the contract, it's actually an illegal contract because the contract itself, like 9.19, says you're supposed to follow all California codes and laws. And so the municipal code says public facilities are supposed to be open for the public and for full use.
So have you gone to court to fight that
the
contract?
civil,
Yes.
well, I didn't sign the contract.
But what
Richelle
I'm saying
Farley
is
signed the contract.
there is a contract in place, whether it's legal or not. That
No,
needs
it's
to be
illegal.
okay, but that
Yeah.
needs to be fought in court.
Right,
There
and
is a
so
contract in place right now.
okay, but it's illegal. So if you actually
I
read the
understand what
contract,
you're saying, but
you have a right to abate a public nuisance, and so
But there's a process for that.
and you can look this up. You can talk to
Ma'am,
the
I
park
totally
ranger.
understand. You know that this is a public facility, right? The park.
Yeah, the whole
have you
park
seen
is
Have you
a
seen the
pub-
nice kiosks there? You know,
Yeah,
where
and
people
you're
just go
allowed
under.
to use them
But the city has a program.
if you register.
Yeah, if the city has a program, like if you want to throw a party for friends and family, you can reserve that kiosk,
Right, you have
and
to
nobody
reserve-
else can use it, right?
Right, when you reserve
So it's the
it.
same thing here.
But people throughout the day can use that.
if nobody
kiosk.
else is using it with city permission.
Right, no one's using this.
I totally understand that, right? And I agree that the horses need maybe a place to gallop.
No, they
you know,
do need a place to go. And
where it's safe. They're not gonna trample anybody else.
yeah, so I'm not running them on the. Okay, so
Yeah.
but you are a policy holder, right? You are to protect the policies and the codes, correct? So if you can look up your own Chula Vista municipal code, it's 2.66.
Wait, let me write it down.
Okay, because I would really appreciate if you would at least look
but
at the
as
code.
of right now, there is a contract in place. We
But the-
can't just go against.
Okay, but
That needs to be something that's fought.
But in
court.
the contract, though,
I-
no. Just
I
hear me
understand
out.
that you believe that the contract.
No, it's not that I believe it, it's what the contract
Okay.
says. So
I-
can you just do me one favor?
Uh-huh.
If you look at the contract, it says they must follow all California codes and municipal codes, and in the codes, if you look at
You
that
said 2.66.
2.66.010, and there's another code, it's called,
Well, what do you think this one is gonna tell me?
it tells
so I have an idea.
it tells you that the public is allowed to use and access all facilities full use.
Great. What's the other code?
Okay, and then it's the preservation, it's a California code, it's preservation.
Okay, so it's not a city code then?
No, but it says California.
Okay,
In the
well-
contract states,
But unfortunately, I cannot, follow
I understand,
or
but
enforce that.
but the contract states
Yeah.
that the California code has the ultimate say, and that's the preservation of public parks. And it says they're not allowed to do what they're doing. They're not allowed to lock the
So
facility.
you need to go to court and
Okay.
fight the contract then.
So I have been
It's-
writing to every
Okay.
single person has a note and a letter since last April 7th.
Okay.
No one has answered me, not one person. In fact,
Who are you writing to?
I'm writing to Danny Schreck,
Okay. Are these like
Lisa-
people that work for the park?
Lisa
What are-
Rudloff. She is the
Who are these
direct.
people?
Lisa Rudloff is the director of Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
And when I called the city attorneys,
Mhm.
I said, "Who's going to open this because it's illegal?" Now, no one has responded to me yet, not one person.
But that still doesn't make it okay for you to come and cut locks off that.
I didn't cut the lock.
Somebody
I
accused
drove
you of
up
doing
and that lock was, the gate was open.
Maybe today, but there have
No,
been previous
I have never
incidents.
cut a lock. I have never cut a lock, and I came in today and that lock
So
was
if there were
open.
camera footage
Yeah,
showing
go
you
ahead.
cutting locks.
I've never cut the lock.
Okay.
never in this arena ever.
Okay.
I've never cut any lock that didn't belong to me. So, you know, when, first of all, they've got an illegal contract. If you read that municipal code, the contract states you're supposed to abide by all codes. So the first thing you should probably do is get a hold of that contract. It's online. You can find it.
Okay, so let me just tell you what I just read. This just indicates that the city, just like any other city, must make rules to have people that or residents, potentially even non-residents, to allow them to use the facilities.
Allow
But the rules means there's regulations when and how and who can use that,
No,
right?
the public
It doesn't
park
say,
is for the public. No,
ma'am, I understand that, but
then
this is
why? Then
something
I'm
for
part of the
you.
public.
This is something for you to take to court. If I was calling somebody and they don't answer my phone calls, you know where City Hall is?
Yeah, or write letters.
I will just go. City Hall has every week has city meetings
And they've
where you can just go in
counseled.
public.
Okay, if you look at the city council meetings, if
Yeah.
you look at them, they've canceled 5 of their meetings that they've had since they started locking this. So, first of all, they did not give the public any notice that they were going to be giving this contract to Sunnyside Saddle Club. They didn't do that. They did not post the appropriate notes. They're supposed to have 2 notices in the newspaper that they're going to have a meeting on this.
Yeah.
They didn't. They're not following the laws.
Okay, let me ask you this.
But
you know.
I did not cut the law.
So this is going to be an issue that you need to really settle 2 ways.
I'm
Ma'am,
trying.
I gave you the courtesy, to listen to
Yes,
me. Please listen to
yes.
me. So 2 ways. One, you're going to have to go to City Council and request paperwork. It's request names and who is the one in charge of this facility.
Yeah,
Okay.
Richelle Farley is.
So secondly, well, that's actually the person that called on you today.
Yeah,
So
well,
secondly,
she's the one that signed the contract that was illegal.
okay. Secondly, if you believe that contract is illegal,
No,
then you
no,
need to go to court. You can't just make phone calls. You know, you need to go to court,
I've been
file a
writing.
petition. You need to file a petition in court.
Okay, and how
you know,
long does that take?
depending on the calendar of the court, how busy they are. But
And how much does that cost?
You know that in California, like any other state or even the whole country, courts are the ones that
Yeah.
make orders,
And
court
you're,
orders.
Yes, and you're supposed to follow the California codes,
Well, you
right?
were supposed to follow it. The
Why,
lady
how
that
did I not follow it?
well, because if you just told me, and I'm recording what I'm telling
Right,
you,
right, that's fine.
Per your own statement, you said that the contract was given to the lady McFarley.
No,
and
no, it wasn't given to her. She signed it. Richelle Farley signed the
So-
contract.
So Ms. Farley signed the contract with the
Right.
city that maybe gives her, exclusive rights.
No, yes, but the contract states you're supposed to follow all the codes.
But then that's when you
But
take it
with
up
the
with the
code.
city or the
I have,
courts.
and they haven't responded.
Do you have any paperwork
And you-
that shows that?
For what? That I'm a person that's
No,
allowed
that you
to
file
use the public?
that you file a claim.
Yeah, ask city council, city attorneys, the city manager.
This is why everything needs
ask
to be
the
documented.
ethics- It
ma'am.
is. I have. If I knew I was going to be harassed today by
We're not
using a
harassing you. We're
Well,
just
I would
informing
like-
you.
I would actually like to be working with my horses, but instead
So
I'm
unfortunately,
here.
if you're using facilities that are assigned
Public
to somebody
park.
else, it doesn't matter if it's a public park,
It's
ma'am.
a but
We're
it
not going to
does
argue on that
matter.
because I don't control that, right? So the issue is, if you don't have permission to use the
Okay.
facilities, we're
Mhm.
going to ask you politely to gather
Okay,
your
but
horses
I actually
and take
did
them.
call the Chula Vista police, and you'll have this on record. I've called
When
them
was that?
twice, probably 3 days ago, and maybe 4 or 5 days ago. I've
What was
called.
the issue? But the city of Chula Vista, the police department,
Yes,
we don't
it's
issue
Chula-
permissions to use
Okay,
this.
but listen. So this is
Yeah.
what I asked them. Okay. So I asked them. I said, okay, they're not answering. I've even called code enforcement. I said, if they're not answering any of my letters.
Go in person, man. Because at the end of the day, they can say we never got your letters, but
They
when
can't
you go,
say it because I have them. I
That
have
doesn't
it.
mean that they received them, just because
You
you
either-
I have
received them.
asked. I have said, have you received my letters? The city attorney said yes, we've received
So
it.
you
We're
have gotten
looking.
a response.
No, they said we're looking into it. That
Okay.
was last April.
but in the meantime, until they give you permission in writing, or you belong to the equestrian club and they give you permission
Okay,
or a
okay.
time frame where you can use the facilities,
Okay.
you cannot use
Okay,
it.
but then But then when if you have to be a member to join,
Yes.
and then they say you cannot turn your horses loose. So now they have another restrictive use, which is another violation of use, because you're supposed to be able to use full use
And
of
we're
a
not
facility.
gonna. Unfortunately, I don't have in any position to argue
Yeah,
rules
you
and
should.
regulations.
You look at the
because-
contract, though.
But that's not our job, man.
then
you
what?
know,
So
I-
why are you here
You
then?
you get a lawyer because you're trespassing, and
I'm
that's a simple
trespassing.
code. Yes. That's
I'm
a simple
trespassing
code.
by using a facility that was open when I got here.
Let me ask you this. You know where that facility is at, right? A golf course?
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
paid.
but-
You have to pay that.
You have
no
to
one
pay
else,
this too
No,
now.
no one else here pays for this
But
facility.
I'm asking,
no one pays
I'm asking
to
you
use
to follow
the,
just my example. So you think once
Stop,
a facility is
stop.
closed,
Stop. Can we do another? Can we do another example that's a little bit more relative to this, like the dog park?
Yeah.
So the dog park. Let's say people are able to use the dog park.
Yeah.
Come and go freely.
and no permit necessary.
Right. So they can go in. They can take their animals off the leash.
Yeah.
Because you're allowed to do that because you're in an enclosure.
If your dog is able to socialize with other dogs,
Right. Yes. And so that is the same facility, because this is part of the park. A facility that's affixed, it's Civil Code 660. If it's affixed into the ground, it is part of the park.
But
being
you're only
part of-
going by one municipal code.
No,
that's
I'm
more.
not. I'm going.
The one that you gave me is just rules and
Okay.
regulations.
What about the municipal code, or the? I think it's a civil code. It's 3495.
Ma'am, you need to argue that with
No,
city
but
council,
you're
not with
here
us.
in my face, though, so I'm...
We're not
Six
talking
of code.
No, I know, I didn't mean that disrespect, I mean, you're the ones that are confronting me right now.
Present.
So look
We're
at
advising you,
3495. Okay, thank you, I appreciate it, but look at 3495, the Civil Code 3495. You're allowed to discuss and give your reason as to why you're using the park facility.
We
Look at
understand,
it.
but the
That's
city granted a contract to this
but it's an illegal contract.
Miss
That
Farley.
is not
Then you argue that in
But it-
court.
not
But
for
the-
us to do anything about.
But it's
There's a
not for me
contract
either,
in
because I
place.
didn't sign it. I didn't sign the contract. I didn't agree to the contract.
But that not agreeing to the contract, it's like me. I want to
I'm
play
not
golf
gonna-
right here. I don't agree to their fee, so I'm still gonna play.
But everyone has to pay a fee. Everyone does.
That's what I said. But
Here,
what if I don't agree with the fee? It's too much for
well,
me.
then you can't go in because they actually have people that are paying it. But
You don't
my-
agree with the regulations, so
what
you
in-
don't get to go
okay, So
inside.
what are my taxes paying for then? What am I
You
taxes
asked that question
funding?
to city council, man.
I have. They haven't answered me.
You need to go in person.
Believe me. Read my letters. They're public. They're public letters.
Okay.
And so when I called Chula Vista Police and I told them about the situation,
Mhm.
they said, "We're not ever going to come out if you're in this arena." They said that they wouldn't do that. That it's a civil matter. They did. That's on record. You have it on your. You can go look at our conversation.
There's actually a case against you, as far as I know.
Okay, so who told me?
We're telling
I
you
don't
right
know.
now.
Okay, where's
If you
the
give me a
paperwork?
second, can you gather your horses? I'll give you the case number
No,
as
I'm
well.
not going to sit them in and wait for you. I'll get the
No, no,
case.
my
Can
card
we
is right
get-
here.
No, go ahead.
Can we
Go
My
get
card
your
is right
ID
here.
real quick?
No, no,
Okay.
no. You don't need my ID because I haven't done anything.
Well, technically, you're trespassing, so yes, that is illegal.
illegal. Okay, where are the signs that I'm trespassing?
Ma'am,
No, where are the signs?
you know that that is the
Where are
case.
the signs? So I know that we're trespassing, but there's no signs here saying I'm trespassing. And they're accusing me of cutting the locks, and I did not cut the locks. Why? Thanks for the backup. I'm glad you're videotaping. Well, I want to. Here, do you want to? Will you hold this too? Just hold it, just to get them. Okay, they want me to load the horse. But they say that there's a case against me. They say there's a case against me. I'm like, well, that's nice to know. I didn't know about that.
Nice.
Well, it's nice to,
No.
Yeah, it's nice when there's a case against you, but you haven't been informed. Get her their name and number. Yeah, it's really upsetting that this is a public park and we are in the public. Huh? Yeah, look at them doing donuts. So that can cause more harm than what I'm doing. Seriously,
It's not my fault that.
but
that this is what's happening.
you're coming here. Yes, I
Correct,
know, you're
because we
right.
got a
It's not
call
your
for
fault.
service. That's why we're
Okay,
here.
you-
well, I
are you
was told by the
Stacy?
police department that you weren't.
Are you Stacy, ma'am?
You weren't going to come out. Do you want me to be Stacy?
Otherwise, I can't give you the case number if you're not the right person.
Well,
Okay,
read it
because
off to me.
this information is confidential.
Why is it confidential if there's a case against me? I
Because
don't get it.
Would you
How
like?
do we know it's against you?
Well, you said that it's against me. You guys told me there's a case against me.
So there are cameras posted. We
Yeah,
got a call
fine.
from the owner
Yeah?
saying that they know you, they know your name, they know everything,
Yes,
right?
because she's been harassing me on
Okay.
Facebook.
So that's
On
we're
social
assuming
media.
that you are who she's telling us that you are because
Okay.
you're not willing to give me your ID.
But why should I, though? I'm just curious why.
Because we're here investigating a crime and technically you're
okay.
detained.
Okay, oh, I am detained?
Technically,
So am I
we're
detained?
investigating a crime.
Okay, so I am detained right now?
Ma'am, you're making this a lot
No, I
harder
just
than
want to make it,
needs
I just
be.
want to know legally because everyone who's,
You're making this a lot harder than it needs to be.
I just want to know if I'm legally being detained right now because I need to, everything like you said, everything needs to be known in steps, right? You need to be clear.
And this is why we're here telling you that you are trespassing, okay?
Okay, so
Whether
can you
you're-
show me where the trespassing signs
Yeah.
are, please?
I may not see them, but
I don't either.
trespassing can also be done verbally, advisement, and that's what we're doing
Okay,
right
by
now.
the
We
owner?
are letting
Okay,
you know.
No, or the representative. We're representing the owner right now because
Okay.
they're the ones that send us.
okay.
You know, I'll be honest with you. If I was driving and if I see your horses, I'll say, beautiful horse. Today,
Yeah.
we're not here for
Okay,
that.
okay.
We're here because somebody
Okay.
requested our presence. you
Okay,
know?
I appreciate
So,
that.
If you
But
want
when
information,
you say there's a case against me,
Yes,
what does that mean?
ma'am, I was getting there.
Okay.
If you want information for that, I will need to see your ID to make sure that you're the right person. Otherwise, it will be like me giving your info to that person over there or to that person over there.
Oh.
You're gonna say, don't give my info
Well,
to...
I don't have my
Give
ID
me your
right
full name and birthday and I probably can find it, and I'm pretty sure if it's you, then it's you.
Why don't they just send whoever are they suing someone? Is that what she said they're
Nobody's
suing?
you.
Well, I don't get what you said, then there's a case?
For vandalism, because they allege...
Vandalism?
Yeah, they allege that you or somebody broke the locks.
So I'm responsible for somebody.
I wasn't here, ma'am, when
When
this case happened. So we're here
We're
today
telling
on
you
the 2nd of
everything
July.
that we
Okay.
know, okay?
Okay,
We got a call from the owner,
okay.
Saying-
Who is
Are you
who?
Daryl, sir?
whatever her name is.
Richelle Farley.
Yes.
Okay,
We got a call from her saying they are leasing this area. It is closed to the public.
for $50.
They have had multiple people potentially coming and breaking locks. So they installed cameras.
Yeah.
On the camera, they have seen a subject.
Yeah, I know they have cameras.
Multiple. Okay.
Right, so they've
Let
never
me finish.
seen me.
Let
Okay.
me finish.
Okay,
They have seen a subject multiple times. She named the subject.
and who was
Correct.
that? Who was
And
that?
today, let me finish.
I'm sorry, I was curious. Okay.
I know you're curious. I'll
I
get
know,
to it.
sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Today, when she called, she said the same subject from that case is there today. Okay?
And what
So
was the
she-
name?
What is your name?
No, so did she accuse?
So today-
did she accuse me of cutting the locks?
I don't know.
there was
because
no
you
lo-
won't tell me your name.
No, okay. Did she accuse somebody of cutting locks today?
Today. Let
okay.
me check.
Yeah.
We're telling you that has been. There is a case report.
Because if she said that someone cut the locks today, she's lying. Because when I drove up, those gates were open.
They might be.
They
might
were.
have been.
No, they were.
Okay.
I should have documented it had
They
I
might have
known.
been.
No, they
Regardless,
were.
it's still trespassing.
It's best for you guys to gather your horses and go. Otherwise, you will be risking a ticket, which will be not just a detention, but an arrest. And I don't want to
An arrest?
Yeah, that's a technical arrest.
For using a
Even
public
if-
park facility.
Even if I don't take you to court,
Yeah,
if
but-
I don't take you to jail, I'm sorry.
So if you know the civil code for Chula
Can I finish
Vista-
just my conversation?
Oh, sorry.
So, do you want to gather your horses?
Yeah,
and
we
go?
are. We are actually.
Okay.
We're getting ready
Thank you.
to leave when you guys drove up.
Okay. You were asking me a question and I interrupted. Go ahead.
So if you look at the civil code,
Yeah.
are you guys not obligated to follow your municipal codes?
Ma'am, we're not here to argue the municipal codes.
Oh,
We're here because she called because she's leasing this area. And
You're
she said that
trespassing.
it's trespassing. That is why we're here. We're just letting you know that this is trespassing.
okay.
You can
okay.
argue it with me all day.
Okay. But it would be nice to see like a sign that
Okay,
says no
we will let
trespass.
her know that
Yeah.
you would like signs posted.
Yeah, do you guys, I mean, just for the record, since you guys have your cameras going,
Still going?
I don't see a light.
Would you like to see it again?
No, okay, good, thanks.
Okay.
Where the sign, can you show me the sign?
We already told you that we may not see them, but
Yeah, I don't see them either.
but the sign can also be substituted by verbal advisement. I say we told you
Okay,
that.
but your verbal advice though was after the fact.
And this is
Okay.
why we're not giving
Yeah,
you a
no,
ticket.
I know, and I appreciate. Good, thank you.
So
Thank
if
you
there
for
was
not giving me
a sign
ticket for
and you
using public park
admit that you knew about it, then we'll give you the ticket, and you have to go to court and respond why you decided to trespass. Okay?
Why I decided to trespass? I think anyone using a facility just they want to use
Please go
the
to court,
park.
like I said, or go to the city council.
Yeah, I'm going to, but I'm not gonna.
So you have any questions? No. Okay. We're gonna stand by until we see you
Oh,
guys.
good, thanks, because we're getting ready to go anyhow. I'll take this one as well. Richelle Farley said that we cut the locks today. She's lying. Come on. I'll do one at a time.
Yeah.
Like always. You got both of those guys?
Yeah.
Buy public park facility with no signs. Oh yeah, and I need your all's names too. Are you going to
I'll
write
give
them
it to you.
down for
Yes,
me?
I will.
Thanks.